Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today, we're diving into something truly delicious, the cultural importance of feasting. Now, when I say feasting, I don't just mean piling food high on a plate, although that's part of it. I'm talking about the nous of gathering, celebrating, and sharing food in a way that goes beyond mere sustenance. It's a fundamental human experience, woven into the fabric of societies across the globe and throughout history. Think about Thanksgiving dinner, a wedding banquet, or even just a big family barbecue. These aren't just meals, they're rituals, full of meaning. So where does this all come from? Well, for much of human history, food security wasn't a guarantee. A successful hunt, a bountiful harvest. These were cause for major celebration. Feasts were a way to acknowledge the abundance, to give thanks, and to redistribute resources within the community. Imagine a tribe after a successful mammoth hunt. That's a lot of meat. Sharing it ensured everyone ate, strengthened bonds, and fostered cooperation. It was a practical survival strategy, disguised as a party. If you're enjoying this deep dive into food culture, please give this talk a thumbs up. Feasting is also deeply intertwined with religious practices. Think of communion in Christianity, the breaking of the fast during Ramadan in Islam, or the offerings made to deities in various ancient religions. These are all forms of feasting or sharing food in a sacred context. Food becomes a conduit to the divine, a way to express gratitude, seek blessings, or commemorate important religious events. The specific foods and rituals might differ wildly, but the underlying principle remains the same. Food connects us to something bigger than ourselves. Beyond the practical and spiritual aspects, feasting is a powerful tool for social cohesion. Sharing a meal creates a sense of belonging, strengthens relationships, and reinforces social norms. Think of how families bond over Sunday dinner, or how business deals are often sealed over a fancy lunch. These shared experiences create memories, build trust, and solidify our place within a group. It's about more than just the food. It's about the conversation, the laughter, the shared experience. Food itself often takes on symbolic meaning within feasts. Certain foods might be associated with good luck, prosperity, or specific cultural values. In some cultures, eating a particular food is believed to impart certain qualities, like strength or intelligence. For example, in some Asian cultures, noodles represent long life. In others, pomegranate seeds symbolize fertility. These food symbols add layers of meaning and richness to the feasting experience. Feasts are also often linked to specific life cycle events. Births, marriages, deaths, all are typically marked by feasts of some kind. These celebrations serve as important rites of passage, marking transitions from one stage of life to another. The foods served at these events often have specific significance, reflecting the occasion and the hopes for the future. A wedding cake, for example, symbolizes sweetness, fertility, and the promise of a happy marriage. Let's talk about hospitality. Feasting is intrinsically linked to the concept of hospitality. Offering food and drink to guests is a universal sign of welcome and goodwill. In many cultures, refusing hospitality is considered a grave insult. Sharing a meal is a way to break down barriers, build trust, and create a welcoming environment. It's a fundamental expression of human connection. Feasting can also be a form of social control. In some societies, elaborate feasts are used to display wealth and status, reinforcing social hierarchies. Think of the lavish banquets held by royalty or the opulent galas thrown by the elite. These events serve to impress, intimidate, and solidify their power. The food, the decorations, the guest list, all are carefully curated to project an image of authority. However, feasting can also be a form of resistance. Sharing food can be a way to build solidarity among marginalized groups, challenge oppressive systems, and reclaim cultural identity. Think of potlucks organized by activist groups or community meals that provide support to those in need. Food can be a powerful tool for social change. The types of food served at feasts vary widely depending on the culture, the occasion, and the available resources. Some feasts feature elaborate multi-course meals, while others focus on simple, communal dishes. Regardless of the specific menu, the emphasis is always on sharing and abundance. It's about having enough for everyone and celebrating together. If you have had a particularly memorable feast, tell us about it in the comments. Consider the role of music and dance in feasting. In many cultures, music and dance are integral parts of the feasting experience. They add to the celebratory atmosphere, encourage participation, and create a sense of community. Think of the lively music and dancing at a wedding reception, or the traditional songs sung at a harvest festival. These elements enhance the sensory experience and make the feast even more memorable. The preparation of food for a feast can be a significant undertaking, often involving many members of the community. From hunting and gathering to cooking and serving, the process of preparing a feast can strengthen social bonds and transmit cultural knowledge. Recipes are passed down through generations, and traditions are upheld through the shared effort. This collaborative process is as important as the feast itself. Feasting traditions are constantly evolving. While some customs remain relatively unchanged for centuries, others adapt to reflect changing social, economic, and technological conditions. New ingredients are introduced, cooking techniques are modified, and celebrations are reinterpreted. Feasting is a living tradition, constantly adapting to the needs and desires of the people who practice it. The concept of comfort food is closely related to feasting. Comfort foods are often associated with positive memories of family meals and celebrations. These foods evoke feelings of nostalgia, warmth, and security. Sharing comfort food with others is a way to recreate those positive experiences and strengthen emotional connections. Let's not forget about drinks. Alcoholic beverages often play a significant role in feasting. Wine, beer, spirits, these are often used to toast, celebrate, and enhance the social atmosphere. The act of sharing a drink can be a powerful symbol of camaraderie and goodwill. Different drinks are often associated with specific occasions or cultures, adding another layer of meaning to the feasting experience. Feasting can be a powerful tool for promoting cultural exchange and understanding. Sharing food with people from different backgrounds can break down stereotypes, foster empathy, and create a greater appreciation for cultural diversity. Food is a universal language that transcends borders and connects us all. In modern society, the tradition of feasting continues to thrive, albeit in different forms. From potlucks and picnics to restaurant meals and catered events, we still find ways to gather and share food in meaningful ways. These modern feasts may not always resemble the elaborate rituals of the past, but they still serve the same fundamental purpose: to connect us to each other and to our shared humanity. The rise of social media has also had a significant impact on feasting. Food photography and sharing recipes online have become increasingly popular, allowing people to connect with others and celebrate food culture from around the world. While these virtual experiences can never fully replace the real thing, they can still foster a sense of community and inspire new culinary creations. However, it's important to be mindful of the potential pitfalls of feasting. Overconsumption, food waste, and unhealthy eating habits can all be associated with excessive feasting. It's important to approach feasting with a sense of balance and moderation, focusing on quality over quantity. Another important consideration is the ethical sourcing of food. When planning a feast, it's important to consider the impact of our choices on the environment, on animal welfare, and on the workers who produce our food. Choosing locally sourced, sustainable, and ethically produced ingredients can help us create a more responsible and meaningful feasting experience. If you're enjoying this talk, liking and subscribing is a great way to support this kind of content. Let's consider the symbolism of empty plates after a feast. In many cultures, clean plates are a sign of satisfaction and appreciation. It shows that the food was enjoyed and that the guests were well fed. Empty plates are a testament to the success of the feast and the generosity of the host. The post-feast cleanup can also be a significant part of the feasting experience. Sharing the task of cleaning up after a meal can strengthen social bonds and reinforce a sense of shared responsibility. It's a way to show appreciation for the effort that went into preparing the feast and to ensure that the celebration ends on a positive note. Consider the impact of cultural appropriation and feasting. It's important to be respectful and mindful when borrowing culinary traditions from other cultures. Simply replicating a dish without understanding its cultural context can be insensitive and disrespectful. Instead, strive to learn about the history and significance of the food you're preparing and to give credit to its origins. Feasting can also be a form of activism. Using food to raise awareness about social and environmental issues can be a powerful way to promote change. Organizing feasts that highlight sustainable agriculture, food justice, or animal welfare can inspire others to take action and make more conscious choices. Let's talk about the future of feasting. As our world becomes increasingly interconnected, the traditions of feasting are likely to continue to evolve and adapt. We can expect to see more fusion cuisines, more innovative cooking techniques, and more emphasis on sustainable and ethical practices. The future of feasting is bright, full of possibilities and opportunities for connection and celebration. Ultimately, the cultural importance of feasting lies in its ability to connect us to each other, to our past, and to something larger than ourselves. Whether it's a simple family meal or an elaborate celebration, feasting is a fundamental human experience that nourishes our bodies, our minds, and our souls. It is something that should be celebrated. So, the next time you gather with friends and family for a meal, take a moment to appreciate the rich cultural history and significance of feasting. Remember that you are participating in a tradition that stretches back thousands of years and connects you to people all over the world. Savor the food, the conversation, and the shared experience. Think about how you can incorporate some of these ideas into your own life. How can you make your next meal more meaningful, more connected, more celebratory? Perhaps you could try a new recipe from a different culture, invite a friend over for dinner, or simply take the time to savor each bite and appreciate the company. Feasting is more than just eating. It's an opportunity to connect, celebrate, and nourish our souls. I hope this presentation has given you a new appreciation for the cultural importance of feasting. It's a topic that is rich, complex, and endlessly fascinating. It is something that has so many avenues one can explore. I encourage you to continue learning about food culture and to explore the traditions of feasting in your own community and around the world. And that brings us to the end. Thank you all for joining me on this culinary journey. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any particular feasting traditions you cherish, please share them in the comments below. I'd love to hear about them. Also, if you enjoyed this talk and want to see more content like this, be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what other topics you'd like me to cover in the future.